bring in Fred Hicks. He's a political strategist joining us now live from Atlanta, Georgia. Fred, great to have you with us. Black voters have been widely credited with flipping the state in the general for Biden. Do you think that they'll do that for the Senate?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the outcome of this election will actually hinge upon Black turnout. We saw during early voting that about 31% of all the early votes cast came from African Americans, which is a good high number, and about 35% of the overall early votes were cast by minorities. So if the electorate hangs around 31, 32% Black, then that's going to spell great things for Ossoff and Warnock this evening.
Well, the fact that you just mentioned their early voting favoring Democrats, that's put a lot of pressure on Republicans to turn out on election day. Are we seeing that?
So, the information that I received just before we went live tonight was that in Fulton County, we have about 450,000 votes cast today. That's a little bit under the November turnout of 525,000. But right next door, the second largest Democratic county, DeKalb County, actually has exceeded its November turnout. So based on those two counties alone, that would comprise probably around 750, 800,000 votes today alone. That's a good sign for Warnock and Ossoff, and that means that we're headed for a bigger election day turnout than most of us, myself included, expected for today.
What happens in Georgia today, how does that shape this country for the next 4 years, Fred?
Well, Vice President Biden, or President-elect Biden, was here yesterday, and he mentioned that the eyes of the world and the eyes of the country are on Georgia right now. As you mentioned in the lead-in, if Democrats capture these two seats, it will put the balance of the Senate at 50-50, which will, given that the Senator Harris, Vice President-elect Harris, will cast a tie-breaking vote, will give Democrats control. And what that means in a practical sense is that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be able to seat their cabinet. If the Democrats fall even one vote short, one seat short today, then that means that Mitch McConnell will remain the Senate Majority Leader. And he's already said that he will have a lot of input on who Joe Biden gets to have in his cabinet. So this isn't just about chairmanships and partisanship. This is literally about the direction of the Biden administration and the direction of this country on everything from foreign policy to the environment, to energy, to economic development, and to even our coronavirus, COVID-19 response.
Fred, to pivot away from the Georgia race for a moment, big day tomorrow on Capitol Hill. A joint session of Congress will meet to certify President-elect Joe Biden's presidential win. Some Republicans plan to contest those results. Vice President Mike Pence will be presiding, we know, in a more ceremonial role, but the president is saying that he has the power to reject fraudulent electors. Does he?
The courts have rejected just about every single Trump argument and Trump lawsuit. Given the one that he failed, he lost another one today. So I think he's probably 69-1 or 1-69, something like that. The Constitution is, although a little ambiguous on this point, is fairly clear in what the vice president can and cannot do tomorrow. Now, we do expect 11, 12, 13 Republican senators to object, and we do expect a dozen or so, maybe even 2 dozen Republican House members to object. But the way that it's set up is you would actually have to have both chambers agree to reject the electors for that to take place. So this is more symbolic than anything, and some would say that this is more of a final pledge of loyalty to Trump that you're going to see tomorrow. But it's going to happen. I think it's sad. I think it's tragic. But at the end of tomorrow, most people feel that Joe Biden will indeed officially become the president-elect of the United States of America.
Fred Hicks, great to have you with us out of Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks for your time.